Well, I told stories every day for a couple of months, and people are asking, Doug, why did you stop telling stories? So, I'm going to tell you a story today. Not a fairy tale, not a sermon, a real story, one that might sound like yours. There was a man named Eli, and he didn't come from a long line of pastors, and he wasn't from a perfect family. He didn't have money, status, or a voice that turned heads in a room. But he had something stronger than credentials: a conviction. It started one night while everyone else slept. He sat on the floor of his small apartment, Bible open, heart heavy. And through the weight of his weariness, he felt something stir. A whisper, soft, clear, unmistakable. Build. No blueprint, no instructions, just a holy nudge to start. And for the first time in years, Eli felt alive. So he began. He didn't have a studio, so he recorded in his closet. He didn't have a pulpit, so he preached through a phone screen. He didn't have a platform, so he stood on faith. Day by day, piece by piece, he started laying the foundation of something no one else could see. He wasn't chasing clout, and he wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was just trying to be faithful to the whisper. But then they came. The voices. Not the ones he prayed for. Not mentors. Not encouragers. Not fellow laborers. No. These voices came from the sidelines. From people who had nothing to build, but everything to say. They didn't ask questions, and they didn't offer help. They just assumed and accused. Who does he think he is? That's not how you preach. He's just trying to be famous. He'll never make it. God didn't call him. Now at first, he shrugged it off. He told himself it didn't matter. He said, let them talk. But deep down, it was getting to him. And what made it worse? They were louder than the ones who supported him. And isn't that how it usually goes? You can get 1,000 amens, but one sarcastic laugh from a bitter heart can make you question everything. So, one night, after weeks of pouring himself out, posting, praying, writing, preaching, sacrificing sleep and comfort, Eli hit a wall. He walked out to his car, sat in the driver's seat, closed the door, and stared at the steering wheel. Silence. Just the soft tick of the dashboard clock. And with tears welling up in his eyes, he finally whispered what so many of us have whispered. God, am I crazy? Why is it the ones doing nothing have the loudest voices? Why does it feel like I'm the only one walking, while they sit back and tear me apart? And then God answered, but not with thunder, not with fire, not with rebuke, but with the quiet weight of truth that settled deep into Eli's soul. They're loud because they've stopped walking. They sit in judgment because they left the journey. But I don't sit in the crowd. I walk with the builders. Eli, I didn't call you to prove them wrong. I called you to follow me. Let them talk. Let them speculate. Let them mock. But you keep walking because I'm walking with you. And Eli looked up, eyes red, heart raw, and he realized Jesus had never left. He'd been there the whole time, in the unseen hours, in the tear-stained prayers, in the nights when the likes were low and the burden was high. You see, Jesus wasn't in the crowd whispering doubt. He was in the dirt, walking beside him. And maybe you're Eli. Maybe God called you to start something no one else understands. Maybe you've stepped into ministry, started a business, broken a generational curse, or walked away from addiction. And now the crowd's got something to say. Maybe the people who should be cheering are silent, and the ones you don't even know are suddenly the experts on your life. You feel it in your gut, the loneliness of obedience, the sting of being misunderstood, the weight of fighting battles in public that started in private. You've wondered, is it worth it? Well, let me tell you, yes. Because the voice of Jesus is still whispering through the noise. Keep going, I'm right here. The ones who mock you from the stands, they're not carrying what you're carrying. They don't know the cost. They don't know the calling. And more often than not, they don't even know Him. But Jesus does. And He's not impressed by their opinions. He's moved by your obedience. And friends, here's what I've learned through my journey. People walking with God don't throw stones. They build altars. People chasing purpose don't attack yours. They pray for you. And Jesus, He doesn't join the critics. He joins the climb. So let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them underestimate you. And let them laugh. Because don't you stop. Don't stop because you're tired. Don't stop because they're loud. Don't stop because it's taking longer than you thought. God is walking with you. And what you're building matters. You're not crazy, you're not behind, and you're not alone. You're called, you're covered, and you're becoming. So rise and dust off your tools. Wipe your tears, lift your head, and keep walking with the only one whose voice still mattered 100 years from now. Let them talk. Let heaven walk. And don't you dare stop now. Because if God is with you, it doesn't matter who's against you. God bless you, my friends.